MVP and the Dubai chapter lead as well. Welcoming you for this amazing presentation, amazing session for our Unleashing the Force of AI powered intelligent document and processing. So would meantime when we start, would like to request you to ping in the chat that where are you joining from, and could you please introduce yourself so that we can understand and engage with what type of background you are coming from in terms of understanding the RPA, the intelligent document processing. Is it new? The UiPath is new for you. You can also share your LinkedIn profile if you would like us to connect as well. Anybody would like to start with introduction? Maybe just for a first introduction in our inaugural session.
I can.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. I'm audible.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Myself, Basit from India.
Hello,
Okay,
Basit.
I have 5+ experience in UiPath.
Great, great.
Okay. Recently, I came from Dubai only, in the month of June, where I was working to work for your UiPath multiple projects for ADCB Bank.
Oh, that's great. Great to know.
Yeah, okay,
Great. You can share your LinkedIn profile as well in our chat, and we would like to connect with you as well. Others?
sure.
So welcome all to this UiPath Community Initiative, our first inaugural session in the Dubai chapter. This is the first session which is happening for our the UiPath community, the energetic UiPath community who just want to work on the automations, more of the AI powered intelligent automation, the entire automation space of robotic process automation. So this is a great platform to engage in with and connect with, understanding the technology, leveraging the UiPath products as well. So you can type your queries in the chat window as well. You can introduce yourself. So meanwhile, I would say everyone just ping from where you are connecting it to our session to understand that you are so much enthusiastically interested for our webinar. Drop in your place, the country. Oh, great. We have people from Muscat, Malaysia, India. Amazing. We
From
have
Kenya.
Juliet from Kenya. Great. So I think we can start with our session. Eh, so hello all, welcome again to our wonderful session on unleashing the force of AI-powered intelligent document processing. And here I am Lovely Sinha from First Abu Dhabi Bank, and we have our UiPath Global Manager, Marketing Community Manager, Christina.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I just left a few comments in the chat as well. I also left our LinkedIn handles for you to join with the whole UiPath team, which is present here today. And I strongly encourage you to share with us also a few words about your profiles and the LinkedIn handles, so you can also take this opportunity to network amongst yourself and for us to start the first steps into growing this local community beautifully. Thank you very much for joining.
Thanks, Rishina. So yeah, this is since it's our first session, I would like you all to engage with us so that we understand that the background, we understand the automation space you're coming from, and then we can have a connections, and then we can, collaborate more for our upcoming sessions as well. That will help us give an insight about you as well. So please engage yourself. Feel free to give a queries on your chat. We will definitely connect back to you and respond. Okay. So now I would like to invite our speaker, the Ashraf El Zarqa. He is the Vice President and the Managing Director from the UiPath Middle East and Africa. We are honored to have him in here for our first inaugural session to talk about to you or the UiPath community, the plans for the UiPath from. Let's hear it from himself. Ashraf, to you.
Thank you so much. Lovely, and thank you so much for everyone participating to today's session. Very happy and excited to be part of this great launch of Dubai UiPath Dubai chapter. It's our first session today, and I'm sure there will be more coming. And very happy to have everyone from around different countries and different regions even. So good afternoon, good evening for everyone, whatever the region you're joining from. So we just wanted to give you more insights about what we are doing here in the Middle East. We are covering Middle East, Africa, and Pakistan. So having said this, we have a full legal subsidiary from UiPath in UAE, covering the whole region. The headquarters is here. We are almost 30 people here. We have accelerated our growth big time because we see the market potential. We see how it is responding to us, and this couldn't have happened without the support of all resources like yourself, like Lovely as well from our biggest customer, First Abu Dhabi Bank. So having said this, we are launching this program, and we are launching this not only here. We have like 30 countries as well in every continent having the same program. So in total, we have like 90 countries as well launching this program in regular basis. So we are very happy for you to contribute today. This program is very wealthy program that I advise you to make sure that you are getting the maximum benefit of it. We have a lot of resources in terms of blogs, documentation, Insight Portal, Marketplace, YouTube channels, and newsletters, FAQs as well. As much as you can contribute and get the benefit, please do, because this will as well strengthens our position with your help and the support, as well as we are launching so many other programs like Women in Automation, which we will be launching in March. And we invite you or your connections to be part of that program. We are very much focused to develop UiPath here in Dubai and across the region. And I'm very happy to welcome you all in our first session. And please reach out to us. We have a lot of resources in Dubai here in Dubai office and in Saudi, in South Africa. So we have a fantastic coverage for the region. And again, thank you so much. Delighted to be part of this launch. And thank you so much, Lovely, for the introduction. And back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashraf, for your kind words and giving a lot of insights on the collaboration and the upcoming, which is planned for our UiPath growing community in the Dubai. We are so much excited to work with on having this type of collaborations directly connecting with the UiPath, which is great for this region because we would be love fostering the culture, the community as well, and the engagements. Great. The next speaker we have is a Sofian Sahir. He's a UiPath principal sales engineer. He's an expert in the intelligent automation space and the process mining, and he would help us to give us more insights on what the new feature we have in the UiPath for our document understanding space and give you insights on the UiPath intelligent document processing as well. So,
Shall we do the survey now or after Sofiana?
um, one second. Yeah. So I think we can take this.
So what happens is that because this is a new community and a new group, and I think all of you would like to know who is in the group, what are the tendencies, what insights can you give to each other, so we can know a bit about the exchange and the learning path and the opportunities also that we have here. It's also important for us to get to know you. So we've set up just a very short survey for questions to get a bit of your insights into what you would desire for the future for this newly born UiPath community. You can very easily get into the quiz room by scanning the QR code on the screen. We will leave it here for about 1 more minute. And I will start the quiz now in a separate room, and then we'll switch screens.
Yeah, so request you to scan the particular QR code to enter the quiz room. And like I said, this is our first session, and I would like to know more about you, your interest in the UiPath product, and the work which you have been doing it, so that it will help us to understand the sessions that could be, arranged for all of us for our growing community as well. So please scan the QR code and enter to our quiz room.
I will also share if you want to join via link and code. I can also share that in the chat, but it's much easier for you to scan the QR and join directly from mobile. So it will make a big difference. But if you think you would like to join from the laptop, then it's, and I will also put the passcode right now.
So you can scan this QR to enter to the quiz room. Let me know if you have any issues. You can drop in a message.
If you have the first question of the survey should already be on screen, and we have now 12 members in the quiz room. Let's wait for a bit more to join because we have almost 40 people in the session. So you have the link now also in the chat and the passcode to enter the quiz room. If you didn't get the chance to scan the QR code on screen yet, but the QR code is still here, so please take out your mobile, scan the QR code, and let's see how we can help you in the future with the UiPath community. Yes, presenter hasn't changed the slide because we're waiting for more people to join the quiz to take the same question. So we will change the slide in a bit. Maisha.
Christina, you would like to share your screen or?
Yeah, I think if people they also have like now the link and the code
Yeah,
to join
I'll
directly.
stop share. You can.
Let's switch then now, and I can start sharing screen. Okay. So this is our very first question. And what motivated you to attend this webinar, so to join us today? And it's a multiple choice question. You can select all options that apply. You have a total of 4 options. And let's see what are the insights. To gain specific knowledge on a specific topic, so I guess that's very related to document understanding. To stay updated on the industry trends, that's our purpose. Networking opportunities, this is a big win of community, that you get very many valuable networking opportunities, and it's very nice to know that we were recommended. So hopefully we'll get much more recommendations in the future, and we'll share the link with our colleagues for future sessions. And this content from today will also be available recorded, so you can share the content with your colleagues afterwards, starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's switch to the next slide then now. And okay, so the players are ready. 17. Do we have everyone joining? 18. Okay. So we lost one on the way. Oh, no. One more. Somebody left us. Okay, let's go to the question then. Okay.
We got the one.
It's not about points. You can just answer relaxed, so we don't need to answer fast. We have about 20 seconds for the answer. Have you used document understanding so far in your automation projects? And we have a yes option, no, or if you're planning to use it in the upcoming year. Okay, great. So this is
Great.
yeah.
It's good to know that document understanding is in great use and helping for the great productivity and the enhancement features as well.
Yes, and hopefully those who have used it can share their knowledge further with community. And
Yes.
it's good that
And let me tell you that this session is for all of them, even if, since we are going to talk about a new public preview feature as well that would help you to enhance your document understanding capabilities projects as well. So it is a great insights to give the entire insights on the document understanding.
yeah, and it's very good for exploratory ones as well. Those who opted for know that they haven't used it yet. I think this is very valuable for exploration of what the product has to offer as well.
Yeah.
We'll move to the next question now. What other products, features from the UiPath platform are you curious to explore? So this is for us to know, maybe to build a pipeline for future sessions, or also for you to collaborate with us for future sessions into exploring more of the UiPath platform capabilities and things that might help your business, things that might help grow internal skills, because community resources are for free and we can use this as a learning or exploratory space as well. We didn't put the whole of UiPath platform here, but we have the main actors. So Studio Web is definitely a focus we have at present. It's good to see Test Suite ranking so high in your interest. And Discovery Pillar as well. That's very important, especially for business analysts. And
Since this is a first session, I would also like to add that we are going to take this response and we'll try to bring one of the industry speakers in this arena so that that will give you more insights to our entire UiPath Dubai chapter community as well to have a more learning scape for this entire products.
yeah, remember, this is a multiple choice question, so you can opt for more products if you
Yeah.
want, not just a single choice. Because maybe some of you are curious about more than one. We'll move to the next and last question now, which is an open-end question. So here you can, I will just give you like a few minutes to write your answer, short answer. What specific topics are you hoping to learn through upcoming sessions in the Dubai chapter? This is not necessarily centered around one single product. It might be more like use cases, what you're willing to see, or the profile of the sessions, like more technical, more commercial, business persona oriented, anything that you would actually need at this point and that you would like to see in the future in our sessions, be them virtual or live sessions in the Dubai chat. Okay. Okay, let's give a bit more time because this is a composition task.
Yeah.
But I think this gives also more freedom for us to get a very fair view of your insights and options at the moment. And this is the purpose of this session, for us to clearly know how we can serve you better in the future. Okay. So this is clear use case scenario. Okay. Anybody else still wishing to put in an answer, or we can close now? If you are still working on your answer, or there's something that you want to get in on our list. Okay, cybersecurity, yes. This is very revealing and very interesting for us to see. And I think it's very interesting for the whole community to see, like, where your minds are, what people need, who are your peers. What do you think, Lovely?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm just very curious that there are various verticals through which the responses have come from. It's a document understanding, the cyber security, the ML package, and all sort of responses help us define with the document understanding topic, which is our first session in our Dubai chapter, and it will give great insights to understand the benefits of document understanding and the entire UiPath ecosystem products.
I see there's also like other foreign language for localization as well.
Yeah. Great. I think we'll take these responses and we can close this. But this is not the only place to add. You can definitely add more pointers if you have some responses or feedbacks on it. You can definitely post it in the chat. We will take it up and we'll definitely would bring and improvise in our sessions in the UiPath Dubai chapter community as well to help us, create more foster community in terms of the engagements as well. So that's great.
We'll give the stage now to Sofyan. I will leave this open in the background for 5 more minutes, so in case any of you want to give more answers, you can just access the same link or leave it open to give more answers if you want. But for now, we will switch to Sofyan to start the presentation.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So now I would like to invite Sofian for another topic, the first topic of our UiPath webinar session. So Sofian, welcome you for our first inaugural session of the Dubai chapter community, and stage is yours.
Thank you, lovely. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining this session. So, as Lovely and Ashraf and Christina introduced, so this is our first session. So today we will be talking about document understanding mainly. So I saw your concern about other topics as well. We'll try actually to answer to all your questions today, even the one that you will put on the chat. So the agenda of my presentation, or my part of this presentation, will be to go through the document understanding framework. So I saw that there's a lot of people with experience on document understanding, but there's also others without experience. So I'll try to be consistent on that part, introducing the new concepts that we had introduced for the 23.10, and also giving you a vision of where we are heading to in terms of intelligent document processing at UiPath, and what are going to be the next generation of document understanding, globally speaking. Without further ado, let me share my screen first, and you will tell me once you can see it. It's fine? Okay. So let's start first by a quick safe harbor disclaimer. So everything that will be presented today can be part of the upcoming actually features. So I just want to highlight the fact that it could include like forward-looking statements. If something is supposed to be released in the next releases and has been disclosed today, this is not like a strong commitment. Our roadmap can still evolve. So just a small disclaimer as usual. So this is the usual disclaimer. So let's start with the product deep dive. So basically, we are talking about smart automation, intelligent automation nowadays. We are not talking about the RPA. So when it comes to smart automation, so there's the word smart in it, and in the tech field, everything that needs to deal with intelligence or smart things is AI today. So we try to infuse, and we successfully infused AI in our platform, in our business automation platform. And this is what we call today the AI-powered automations. But in order for AI to deliver the benefits, it cannot just be used as is. So if you have like an AI model, it can be just used as is. So it needs to be fed by a context, and we have to act on it. So once we understand what is the context, then we decide, actually we do the prediction with AI, we extract the intelligently information from documents, for example, and then when it's done, you need to act on it. And by acting, this means that you will need maybe to paste those information in different systems. You will need to work on processing those information, etc. When it comes to AI at UiPath, we have distinguished two kinds of AIs, two big families. What we call the generative AI part and what we call the specialized AI. So basically, generative AI will help you to get information in a creative way, on non-structured and non-deterministic way in your business processes. And we have the specialized AI on top of it, which means that we are providing part or small pieces of artificial intelligence that will help you do something really accurately. And this is what we do with document understanding. So basically, when we are providing an invoice document understanding out of the box model, this is the specialized AI. So when it comes to context can be retrieved from documents, from communication, from data inside databases, from processes in general, or even from people. So our platform will try to gather all this information and apply the good type of AI based on the good type of inputs. And on those answers from AI, we will act on it accordingly. So either by asking a human to jump into the loop to validate, for example, information that will be extracted or suggested by the AI, or directly by integrating it with existing system through APIs or doing some UI automation. So document understanding is the ability, or our intelligent document processing module is the ability to get your document processed, as it's stated, intelligently. So it provides the robots, like the regular RPA, the ability to understand the documents using AI-enhanced skills. And we will see those kind of AI-enhanced skills. We can work on different type of templates. We can integrate hand writing. We can detect checkboxes, verify if a document has been signed. The document can be images. It can be also PDF. It can be skewed a little bit, bad quality or low quality. So our solution is able to get rid of all those challenges, and we will see it in action in a couple of minutes. But before getting into the demonstration, we need to understand, when it comes to documents understanding, we have different kinds of documents types or document families. The first one, the one that is really easy to process for intelligent document processing modules, would be the structured documents. So what is a structured document? It's a document that always look like the same. So for example, we can mention passports, we can mention driver licenses, we can mention IDs, everything that can be in a fixed format or like slightly different, but this is really well structured. We always look for the same information, and this is always almost the same template. This is what we call structured documents. Then we have to distinguish it from the semi-structured documents. A semi-structured documents will be a structured document, like half of it will be structured, but part of it will be dynamic. So a good example will be invoices or receipts. So when it comes to invoices, we are always looking for the same information: an invoice ID, a delivery date, for example, the invoice dates, etc., the amount of the invoice, the total amount of the invoice. Those fields are common for all invoices, but the items, so the details of invoices, can be different. And in that sense, this is semi-structured. So even if the details are displayed or are written in a structured way, meaning like in the table, the content itself could be really different. An invoice can only have one item. An invoice can also have multiple items. It could be like on multiple pages, etc., etc. So this is the semi-structured documents. And then we have the last family, which is called the unstructured documents. And those documents are more complicated to process for a robot, because they are never looking the same. So example of those kind of documents will be contracts or agreements, or even emails. So every single email or every single contract can be different, even if in the same contract you will have more or less the same clause or the same paragraph, I mean, in terms of meaning. But the content of those paragraphs will be different, and it will be really customized for each party. So for each customer, if you are dealing with customer, or for each supplier, if you're working for a procurement team, for example. So there's no fixed format. It's a free form sentence and paragraph. So meaning that you can even like modify it in Word documents or something like that. And they are never looking the same. So those are the unstructured documents. So in terms of processing complexity, structured documents are really easy to process. Semi-structured, it's really easy nowadays with the technology that we are offering. And unstructured documents, those also are automatable nowadays, thanks to the new AI capabilities that we released in our platform. So when we are talking about the platform, today we are focusing on document understanding, but basically document understanding itself is just a piece of AI. So if we recall the first slide with the specialized AI, generative AI, etc., we have the context and we have to act. So here, before starting applying a document understanding model on your invoice or on your documents, we need to get this document out of somewhere. So this is where the context is important. And this is only possible if you have a robot that will screens, for example, that will scrutinize email addresses, that will look into a specific folder. So you need to have something like an automation that will get you those information, maybe prepare it a little bit, and then apply the document understanding model. And on top of that, you will be able to act on it again. And what is interesting is that you can combine multiple technologies from our platform to get like better results. So in terms of context, we were discussing about documents, but an email, the email body of the body of an email is itself can be considered as a document, but this is a specific type of documents. So this is a communication. And we have a communication mining module. So this is not the topic of today, but just to give you like a hint of how you can get your automation to the next level, you can combine both communication mining from it will help you extract some key information from the communication in the emails, meaning like the intents, the sentiments, and then you can extract the attachments. And based on what you have understood from the intent and from the context of the email body, then you will be able to apply the correct documents understanding model, for instance. But basically, this is how we can combine multiple technologies. But today, again, I will be focusing only on document understanding, but keep it in mind, we can combine document understanding with any kind of other modules in our platform. So the framework itself for document understanding, it's like you and me. When we have to read a document, first of all, we need to get it physically in our hands. So basically, we will open the documents. And so this is the receivable part. So we need to get the document from somewhere. Then we need to understand the document. So we will read the documents. So we'll try to, when we will read the document, we will understand what kind of document we will see. So for us, maybe it will be like a couple of seconds, or maybe it could be like a couple of minutes if it's like unstructured documents. Let's say that you open a book or you are reading a contract, but you don't know yet if it's an agreement contract or just like another kind of documents, but you have to assess the first, initially, what the document is about. And when you know what the document is about, then you can extract meaningful information from it. So when you know that it's an invoice, for example, you know that you have maybe to extract invoice ID, the invoice dates, the total amount, the details of the items, etc. And it will be different for a passport, for example. A passport, you will not be extracting any total of the passport. It doesn't make any sense. So you will extract information that is related to the document that you are reading. So this is exactly the same for robots. And when you have those information, then you can process with those information. So this is exactly what the robot will do. When we are reading the documents, when we are acquiring the information from a paper, for example, the robot will have to digitize. So it will have to transform what it's on the document itself. So if it's a picture, if we take a picture of a document, basically the robot will have a picture. So it will be like a PNG file or something like that. So a lot of pixels. So for him, it's just like a bunch of pixels. But in order to understand what it's written inside this picture, so this is where the OCR come into action. And the OCR is just about translating an image in something digital, like in the digital written information. Then the framework will try to understand what this document is about. Is it an invoice? Is it a passport? Is it a contract? Is it another kind of document? So this is the classification part. When we know exactly what is the document that we are looking at, then the robot will extract the corresponding information, as we had, we have described initially. And of course, if this so when we will extract this information, it will be possible to suggest to a human being to validate those information if the automation itself is not, I would say, 100% sure of the extraction. Or maybe this is something that it's mandatory in terms of regulation. So a simple example would be invoice above, I don't know, maybe 100,000 US dollars needs to be always validated by or approved by someone in the team, by a human being, or have like a two-step approval. So this means that even if we extract the information correctly, then we need, and it's based on our policy in the organization, that we need someone that will double check the information and validate it. So this means that this person can also modify information that has been extracted if necessary. And based on the information that will be gathered at that time, after the extraction, we can use it to retrain the model or to validate the document directly. And when we gather enough information, then we can retrain the model. So next time when we'll be facing the same document or a document that is similar, the model will be able to generalize a little bit. And this is really important because you will not be spending a lot of time developing like any new template or any new so let's say that you are working on invoices and you have like a new supplier that sent you an invoice, and if you have never seen the invoice template previously and you are working on a template model or template mode, then you will have to develop or to update the robots for this specific template. So this is something that is static, I would say, like more or less static. With those kind of models, it's not the case anymore. So an invoice is still an invoice, and the model is intelligent enough to understand that even if it has never been exposed to this, I would say, templates, it can still extract information. And let's say that even if it's not like 100% accurate the first time, next time it will be more accurate because we provided like the validated information. And of course, after we can export it directly to the corresponding systems or processing the data itself. So this is the document understanding framework that we are using usually in in the studio, and I will describe that in a couple of minutes. So before digitizing, the first step was to load the taxonomy of your documents. So we know to understand, is it structured, semi-structured, unstructured? But for those kind of documents, we need to define what are the fields that needs to be extracted. So this is what the taxonomy manager will help you to do. And we will see it in action. So this is just like for this kind of documents, this is the fields that are expected to be extracted every time. Every time I'm facing a passport, I will expect from the model to export the passport ID, the first name, the expiry date, etc., etc. And I can even work on applying specific rules on those fields. So for example, the ID number of a passport is always the same. It's it's always composed of the same. It's always the same structure. So we can apply, like for example, a regular expression on it. We can say that, for example, the total amount will be should be the sum of all the line items amounts. So you can apply some rules on it. Then for digitizing the text in the documents, we are using the OCR. And one of the big announcements that we have today for you is that until now, you were, so the UiPath Document OCR were able to digitize documents that has Latin languages such as English, Spanish, French, for example, Portuguese, etc. Even like Japanese, Korean, but not Arabic. And we will see in a couple of minutes the new UiPath document OCR that has been developed for Arabic documents. So you don't need anymore to get like an external or a third-party OCR engine for this digitalization part on top of our document understanding framework. And this is more or less actually what I just explained to you. So classify, we validate, we extract information. And what it's really interesting with also with our platform and with our document understanding module is that you can combine different type of extraction models. So for example, I can have a rule-based extraction model, and I can have also a machine learning extraction model. I can combine both, and I will get into the details to provide you more insights. But basically, the rule-based and the AI-based approaches are what we always provided at UiPath. So the rule-based extraction modes will be regex-based extractor. So for example, you have a document, you want to extract an email address, so you have a regular expression that describe what is an email address. So you will put a rule for those kinds of information, for those kind of fields. So, and the framework would be able to extract directly email addresses. But this is not always the case. And based on the OCR also accuracy level, maybe it can be tricky to only have extraction based on regular expression. So the from extractor, so this is what we discussed. So this is for structured documents and forms. But we have also Forms AI, which is also available for structured documents, but this time this is a full SaaS or cloud experience. So for the first form extractor on the rule base, this is based on our document understanding framework in the studio. But for the one that have been exposed to that, this is like not a complex, but it could be complex for citizen developers or people that are not really technical. But document understanding can be also grasped by non-technical people. So on the Forms AI, this is what it is about. And I will show it to you in a couple of minutes again. We have also the machine learning extractor, which is mostly for semi-structured documents. And we have a lot of models out of the box that can be used as is. They can be also trained and retrained. So you can kickstart your documents understanding projects directly with our solution. And now we have also the generative extractor, which is mostly for unstructured documents. You have, I guess, all played with ChatGPT technology, for example, when you provide, I don't know, like a document or an article, and you just ask questions. For example, can you give me the author of this newspaper article? And you provide actually the context of it. And ChatGPT answers, the author is blah, blah, blah. So you can do now exactly the same with our document understanding module, meaning that instead of creating a taxonomy and training a model on it, you can use the generative extractor feature directly by asking what is the invoice ID, and you provide the invoice, and the generative extractor will extract the information directly from the invoice without training actually the model previously, etc. So those new capabilities now are part of the platform. And most of the time, we need maybe a hybrid approach. So we can combine those kind of extractions on the same document. So let's say that we have a document and a regular expression is really convenient for a structured field. So we will use the regular extractor only for one specific field. So for example, let's say the date. And for the PO number, we have seen that the invoice ML extractor is more accurate. So we can combine, actually, we can use only the extractor from this extractor, from this invoice machine learning extractor. And we can also apply some logic. So let's say that we try first with the regular expression, and if the regular expression extractor have not found anything or is not accurate enough, then we will switch directly to the form extractor. And if it's not the case again, then we will switch to the invoices machine learning extractor. This is for the same field. We are the only platform that are proposing those kind of extraction capabilities, like such granular extraction capabilities. Our main goal, again, is to help you automate the maximum out of your burden in your organizations. So those are the specialized AI out-of-the-box models that we have already developed for you, and that can be used directly from the beginning with our solution. So for example, if you have a human resources process or KYC, because I heard that there's a lot of people from the banking industry, for example, you will ask like multiple documents, maybe passports, utility bills, income tax form, anyway, like a lot of documents for the KYC, for example. You can directly start with our out-of-the-box models for passport, IDs, and all those kinds of documents to extract those information. Maybe the first time it will be 70% or 80% accurate, but then you can retrain the model on your documents so that you can reach much higher accuracy. But at least from the start, you will be maybe able to reach like 70% or 80% of automated extraction. And we have it for, as I said, like 30 plus or 20 plus out-of-the-box models. This list is increasing and is growing release after release. So we have a bunch of invoices and even like specific invoices for specific countries. We have also certificate of origins, for example, financial statements, bank statements, also a lot of forms or certificate for insurance and healthcare. So we have it. And on top of that, we have also a generic document understanding model that can be trained on any kind of documents as well. So this is pretty powerful. And it's really useful to kickstart your automation journey. So the generative extraction, this is again, this is what I just explained. So you have a non-structured document, such as this document here, and when it's non-structured, as I explained, the generative AI is really convenient for that. So I want to extract the employee name from these documents directly. So you just ask what is the employee name with our module, and based on our generative AI model, we will extract the information based on the document that has been provided. We will extract also the part of the documents from which it has been extracted, so that if a human is brought inside, like into the loop to validate it, he can get also access to the context. So this is what is the generative extraction. Next, we have also validation station. So we'll see it in action. So I will not like dig deeper on it. And of course, you can train your classifiers and your extractors like on a continuous way. Then of course, it's possible then to automate and to address the end-to-end intelligent document processing in general, because you will be able to export or to act on those information. So this is really important because getting just the information, then after, if you don't do something with it, it's not really helpful for that. So I will mark a pause here, and I will directly kickstart. I will show you actually first. So the demonstration, the first part of the demonstration will be on like a regular document understanding, I would say, projects, but this time with Arabic OCR from UiPath working on it. So I'll share my screen again, but this time the entire other screen. You tell me when you can see it. Here we go. So now you can, you should be able actually to see my screen. So now, if you go to the document understanding, so if I connect, for example, to my portal, to the cloud portal, so this is our portal. You have like several modules, and it's also available in the community edition, so you can get access to it. You have the document understanding module here. So when you open it the first time, you can create like a project or create an automation. So we will create first a project, and we have now two kind of or two types of project that we can build, because the modern projects is now in public preview. So you can see it in your community edition as well. But we will discuss it like in the second part of the demonstration. The regular, I would say like the classical part will be, let's say, Arabic, say invoice. It's Arabic invoice. I will create a project called Arabic invoice. And when I open it, I have my documents understanding here opened. I can directly create a new document type. So again, if we recall, the types of documents that we were, that we were discussing, we have the structured, semi-structured, non-structured. I want now to deal with Arabic invoices, so those are invoices anyway. So those are semi-structured, if you remember. So I can say now I have like a new document type. Let's say Arabic invoice. Say Dubai. This is based on invoices. So the out-of-the-box models here can be retrieved directly from the module, and I can also, as I explained, use like a custom one. So the generic one, if I don't want to use like an existing one. But since it's an invoice, even if it's Arabic, I will use the invoice, the Arabic invoice for that. Here I have all the out-of-the-box regular fields that are already trained with our out-of-the-box model. But let's say that I'm not interested by all those. Just for the sake of the demonstration, I will keep like billing address, billing name, vendor address, etc. Let's say that due date discount, I don't need the shipping charge, just to reduce a little bit, the number of fields that will be. But anyway, you can like select all of it if you want. Then we have the column field as well. So quantity usually. So when we have the invoice, we have as well, the tables inside. So usually we have the quantity, the unit price, line amount, line number, part number. It's pretty rare, and even the PO, it's pretty rare. I can add more if I want. I can add more fields if I want. And I can specify that I have like multiple languages. Our module help you to get the minimum number, I would say, or a recommendation of the minimum number of sample that you will need to train it correctly to have like good results for extraction. So here it asks me to provide like between 180 and 500 more or less pages for these invoices in order to be trained correctly. But I will not provide those. Don't worry, I will not provide those amounts of invoices today, just for you to show you actually how it works. But first of all, so we are still like dealing in an alpha mode. So I will just change, just for the sake of the presentation, the OCR URL. So this is for the, this is for the Arabic, and I will save it inside my project. I come back, I will close this one, and I will again open here the document type, and I will import, just as I will create like training batch. I would say I'll just show you. Maybe we can use like kind of templates. Do we have something? Let me check if I have something here. Up. Wait a second. I should have an invoice somewhere in Arabic, of course. So 1 second. And just to show you that it can be, it's possible actually to extract. Actually, I have it here, sorry. Just to show you what the document looks like. So extracted page, I will open it also and just to show it to you before launching the OCR. So the document itself, sorry, I have like multiple screens. So no worries here. So the document itself looks as this one. So this is a tax invoice. I will zoom a little bit. So as you can see, you have like Arabic here. So, and this is an image just for you. So this is an image. You have the invoice dates, you have everything. So we don't have yet an Arabic invoices module out of the box, available. But now we have the OCR, so it will be like just a couple of weeks before getting like the first document out of the box part of our offering. But today, the idea is just to show you that now the OCR is reading correctly the Arabic characters, and you can build models on top of that. And this is what a lot of our customers were requesting. If I remember, we need to have the Arabic OCR from UiPath and available also on-prem. So, and this is the case. So we import here. And we will see the document then that will be displayed. Oh, but I think that it has not used the correct. No, it's the correct one, GU alpha, so it's close. So let's close it. Now we have the document itself. So as you can see, what I can do, I can use, the mix. So we have several ways of predicting. So since it's an invoice model, we can directly use the out-of-the-box UiPath invoice model to predict it. And we can also combine it, or we can use the generative prediction directly. Or we can use the predict one. So this is like our own recipe at UiPath. We will combine both, and we'll get the one that has the the better results. So let's say that's we try to predict. So just to show you how an out-of-the-box model can directly work on an invoice that it has never seen previously. Just to show you. So since this model have been trained mainly on Latin alphabet and Latin characters, it will try to get information directly from the non-Arabic part. So this is the model, the regular, the out-of-the-box model. So without doing anything, without labeling anything, I have directly identified with the out-of-the-box model the vendor name, the vendor address, billing address, vendor VAT number, tax amount, even like the items have been correctly, as you can see here, extracted. And I have not spent more than like 1 minute. So this is the power of the platform. But let's say that I really want to train a model with Arabic characters. Previously, for the one that used the UiPath documents OCR, we were not able actually to read those kind of characters. But let's say now that I want to get the name. So as you can see here, I just selected. I want to get the name. So instead of getting this one, it's here. So the billing name. So I will remove it. So now you can see that it's empty. Now I can directly, I'll try to zoom a little bit because I know that it's a little bit small. But now you can see that Arabic has been extracted directly from the OCR. And this is the OCR that has been used. So it works for for regular text. But let's say that I want to have also the date here, just for the sake of of the demonstration. We can also extract numbers and digits in Arabic. So this is one of the most expected, actually, feature that was expected from the customer dealing with Arabic OCR directly. So this is one way of using it. You can also use it directly in the studio itself when you have, the digitized documents. You can directly apply the UiPath document OCR with the correct endpoint and the API key that will be provided when it should be released in preview and for you. But you can use exactly the same, even like in the studio. Here, this is the OCR and the generative extraction. Let's say that I want to extract something else, an query reference. So let's say that we will try date of supply. I want to add a new field just to show you. I never tested it actually, to be honest with you. It's a date here. Save. So date of supply now, it's a new date here that has never been seen by the model itself. And I want actually to use the generative predicts only on this field, let's say. So just to check actually what the date of supply, if it will be able to retrieve those information or not with the generative AI. But this is how we will use the generative extractor on the document understanding module on our. So here, as you can see, I have not indicated in the document. The module have never seen it. The generative extractor have directly extracted the date of supply automatically. So, and I just like put the field name on it. So what it will provide you, it will help you acquire more. You will be able to do it to labelize the documents more efficiently and more faster, because the document understanding project, most of the time for the document understanding project is spent in the labelization part, and maybe people in this webinar will be able to testify. But if you have the ability, to labelize or to help you speed up a little bit this labelization part, you will gain a lot of time. So this is about Arabic OCR and generative extractor. So this is one way of doing it. I worked as well on on a model for Arabic IDs. I would say like Arabic IDs. So I created previously like a form. So that time I just created like a form AI, and I provided only 2 documents just to show you what it looks like. So previously it was the semi-structured. Now we are in the structured documents. So here you can see that for this, for this document, this is pretty much, the quality is pretty low for the documents. I have extracted the name for this Moroccan ID card, some dates, birth dates, birthplace, expiry date, ID number here, and I have just provided like one example. In my studio, if I want to call it again, so if you remember the framework, we have the taxonomy, we digitize, we classify the documents, we extract information from it, and so I think that's, well, yeah, and then we act on it. So, and then I will display the validation station itself. But this time I also applied, Arabic OCR on it. And just to show you what the validation will look like. So now I have used like another, and we will see in the validation station, I have used another ID. So the form AI in document understanding module, now you can directly just provide one, you can start with only one sample for forms, for structured documents. So what happens? Something went wrong at some point. I was still working with something maybe previously. Wait a minute. Should work normally. Let's try it. This is always the demo effect. It was working like 5 minutes before the presentation. So I don't know what happened. Okay. Maybe this is because of some documents. Let me check generative classification. Okay, so anyway, what I wanted to show you basically is exactly the same, but this time it will be with the validation station, and it can directly extract information again with Arabic and also information from the documents. So those were Arabic OCR and generative extraction and Forms AI. I wanted also to show you something really new that is called active learning. So this is the future of, I would say, our document understanding. Let me directly go to that. So the next generation, so now we are working on the next generation of document understanding with active learning. And the idea of that is, before we had to go through the whole process that I just showed you. So for example, we have to get all the samples, we have to create the taxonomy, we have to classify the document, to explain what are the documents, to then labelize the documents, for all the fields, etc., etc. And then we can run a training session in our AI center before deploying the model and being accessible from the robots. With active learning, now everyone can train AI models. There's no coding or no ML skills required. So everything will be on the platform. I will show it to you. It's 80% faster for training the model. And before, when you needed like a week to start or to do a project for labelizing, now it's can down to just 1 day. And we will see that it's really, really powerful. It also gives you guidance and on how you will optimize your model, how many documents are missing, if you need to concentrate on a specific fields because your sample does not contain like a lot of example for your field. So everything will be directly exposed in this active learning, new document understanding, active learning model. And you will have an instant model evaluation. And you can directly deploy it and use it by the robots. So if I come back now to here, the projects, again, it was here, documents understanding. I have worked on a specific project before. So now the new module. So this is exactly when you create. If I come back again, just for you in order, to be able to do it again. So if I say, like, for example, I want a modern Arabic IDs, let's say, I create it. Now this is the active learning document understanding. I can directly drag and drop information in it. So here, if I again drag and drop the invoice that have been just showed you, I don't. So the model itself now is processing automatically information. So here I dropped a PDF file. He will identify directly that this is an invoice. So the classification is done and it's annotated automatically for the documents that we know about. For the ones that we don't know about, then you have to, here it has been directly identified as an invoice, and I have only one document here. But let's say that I want to provide like another document just to show you what it looks like. So I have put now another document. It's been processed. So here for the previous one, for the invoice, it has been detected as an invoice. This is exactly the same again, and it's available for annotation. The second one has been directly identified as ID card, and it looked like this one. So it's also available. And the idea is to provide like, invoices or IDs, the most ID that you can. So let's say that I want to add another one. I just again, drag and drop another one. But this one, it will be, you will see Emirates ID. So the ID, you will have like a lot of documents. You can directly put it. So there's no coding, nothing. It's the same platform again. And let's say that I want to start, as you can see here. So it's being processed and you will see that it will come directly under the ID cards. And I want to start annotating the IDs, because now let's say that I have like 10 multiple, or like at least I need to have, so here it's supposed that we upload at least 30 documents for IDs to have like a good model to start with. As you can see, we applied automatically the ID card model. So we extracted things that automatically from itself. So the last name has been directly identified as Muhsin, Temsamani for the first name. Document type, this is a national identity card. We tried actually to get the machine readable zone, but it's not exactly the same. But here I am able to modify if I need to. So let's say, for example, that this information, it's not the machine readable zone. Indeed, this is the birthplace. So I just modify it. And now this is the birthplace. Then I can directly, validate if I'm happy with that. And I can mark the field as missing if necessary. I can confirm. So the model now, so this one has been directly saved. I can go directly to the next one. And when we have at least 5 documents, the active learning will start working. So here I worked, I updated or I uploaded, 5 documents at least, and the model directly worked on it. So what I can do, for example, let's say Emirates ID specimen card, just to show you what we can have like as an image. Let's say that I want to extract something like that. Let's try actually to save it up, just to show you that we can do it like live. It's here. I will upload new documents. It's this one, just to check if it has been like, so here now it has been uploaded. And we have like a new one here. It says that we have a new one. When it will be available, I will start annotating it, and the model itself will start learning automatically. So now it's available. So if I open it, if I annotate it again, so this one has not been like trained correctly, and you will see that even like the quality is quite poor, and even with that, I successfully actually extracted information from it. Most of the time, I would say. Let's say that I confirm it. Now that is confirmed, if I come back to to the model, it starts training automatically on the new information. So you can ask the people in your organization to annotate, and every time a new annotation is done, the model will learn directly from it. You don't have to wait for gathering enough information to make it, to start a new learning process and a new ML skill, etc., etc. And here, of course, I only provided like a few number of samples, only 6 documents. But here I will have all the suggestion automatically. So now I have an accuracy of 48% of the fields. So this is a poor performance model. Of course, this is expected with a few amounts of documents. This is underperforming for sure. But it's recommend actually to get between at least 30 documents and to annotate at least between 10 and 50. I can see the whole data set itself. Again, I can see the number of pages. I can customize the model if I need to, and I have all the metrics. So for example, the ID number on all the info on all the documents have been provided almost all of the time, and this is 100% accurate. So this is a good rating. So now I will be able to focus on the fields that are not really accurate or that has a poor performance in terms of extraction, so that I can provide like more samples to try extracting correct information. And I will have it for all type of extraction of it. So let's say that my model, I'm pretty happy with the model, and I want to create directly a new I would say ML skills, or a new project version. So I go to the publish tab. I say that this is this model that I want to use, and again I have like some advanced option, but it will come in the coming release. And the status is trained. I can directly deploy it if I want, and now I can use it. So either via API integration with Document Understanding, as you might know, I can use it in the Studio Web or Studio Desktop. So let's say that I want to use it in Studio Web, and you will see that you can directly, leverage on the model itself. And I have not waited, or I have not deployed the ML skill, waited for it to be trained on the AI center, reviewing, the model, etc., doing all the machine learning engineer stuff. Usually, this is almost like accessible for any kind of employee. But basically now it has been deployed, so this means that it's available directly for your automations. And when it's done, you can. So it's linked to our insights. So the monitoring part is linked to insights, but you will be able to monitor your project, the documents that have been processed, etc., etc. So this is where we are heading to with our documents understanding and IDP technology. So we are going towards those kind of new capabilities. And just for you to show you, so download sample file, retrieve sample files, and then we have the extract documents. Here, as you can see, I have the two different versions that are already available for my automation. So I will stop here to take the questions. If you have some questions, we are a little bit actually above the schedule. But basically, if I have to summarize, so the two new capabilities that have been introduced today are the Arabic OCR that is available, that will be available in the coming days now, or weeks. So I showed you one alpha version of it. So it's in it's in the almost in the next release, and even before. And the active learning capabilities, the new modern document understanding capabilities that you can already try now with this new modern guided model building experience on the cloud. So I don't know if there was some questions during the presentation.
Yeah, so Sofyan, there was one question that does the generative AI feature work for Arabic, where we
So
can ask the question in Arabic and responses in Arabic. This was one of the question.
So as of now, it's not the case today. I tried actually to use it directly, because we are now delivering the Arabic OCR, and we need to make sure as well. So actually, I've never tried, for example, to put you know, like a field name in Arabic and check if it can extract it automatically. So maybe it can do it. But for this specific one, I will get to my to the product team to check if it can be done directly as is with the current capabilities, or if it needs to update a little bit the models. But it's once we will have the Arabic OCR deployed, like in public, I'm pretty sure that the generative part will be also handled. Those are the same mechanism in terms of LLMs for Arabic or not. The only thing is that we need to understand the Arabic first, and I don't know if we are applying, for example, the translation layer on our generative one. But for sure, I'm taking the question, and I will comment on it really soon.
There's one more question, that if training the ML is possible to do it in studio, as we were showing the demo in the cloud. So that's the question.
Yes, the training should be done. You can do it. So just to show you, we have here, for example, the data extraction scope, and then after we have the train scopes usually. So you give actually the human validated data that corresponds to the one here that have been, you know, after the validation station. And then this is like a loop that will be done directly. So this is for the studio. This is for the, I would say, the normal or the classic document understanding framework. But basically, what it will do, it will gather all the information from the validation station, and it will create you a new data set in, inside the document understanding, the legacy one. If I come back here, let's say open this one. So it will create new data sets for it. You know, in AI Center, normally when you create an extractor for something, let's say like automated training, you get to the AI Center, and what it will do, it will create a new data set for you. So the next training stage, or the next, let's try. So here you will have like a new, a new data set that can be used for training purposes. So, and this is just about the pipeline, etc. But it's pretty well documented, and we can, of course, we can have like a dedicated session for the people that are really interested with this retraining part. For the active learning one, it will be possible actually to do it directly from, you know, the validation station that will be also, you know, for example, in Action Center, etc. when it will be available. But it's not for the current release. It's not yet available. But our product team is working on it to be available, hopefully for the 24.4, so next release. If it's not the case, then for sure it will be for the 24.10. For the on-premises, no, for active learning, it's only on cloud. So it will be between 24.4 and the next months, most probably. But you can do it from the studio directly with the train extractor scope, and having like a machine learning extractor trainer directly here, indicating what is the endpoint, the project, etc. So this is how it's done.
So most of the questions are answered, Sofyan. This was the two questions, and I hope that there are no more questions. And thank you so much, Sofyan, for giving us the time. And it was quite evident from the engagement in the chat that this particular session was very impactful and just totally sparking lively discussion and the new ideas among our community members. So thank you so much for your time and the session. It was very informative.
Thank you.
So let me present the slide now. Let me know if you can see my screen now.
Yes, it's visible.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so our agenda for intelligent document processing in UiPath and the active learning in document understanding is complete. And if there are any more questions, definitely you can shoot in our chat window, and you can connect with us as well in our LinkedIn. So we have already shared the LinkedIn IDs. We can connect with us, the Sophian, Christina, anyone, and we will try to help you out. And then, if there are more questions, definitely feel free to question in the chat, or you can speak up in this the forum. Are there any questions?
Meanwhile, I will share again the link for the Dubai chapter in the chat, so anyone who hasn't joined yet the chapter can have the chance to join. And
Yeah,
if after Q&A, maybe we can present a bit the community for 5 minutes, so the Dubai chapter also knows what options they have in UiPath community now that it's open.
sure, sure. So, Krishna, you can share your screen and you can give insights on the UiPath community uh, for the community to understand the platform.
Yeah, right away.
Mhm.
Okay. Bit.
I'll stop share.
Okay. So I just shared in the chat the link to our newly formed Dubai chapter. Actually, we started the chapter last year. We set it up together with our field marketing, with Lovely. And this is our very first session today, which officially marks its launch because we consider the chapter launch with the very first session when we can actually interact with the members. So we are looking at sustaining our activity on this chapter pretty often. So we will have maybe 2 meetups per quarter if we can achieve them. But this will also depend a lot from your requests, the appetite you have for themes you want to see in this chapter. So we're planning on engaging as well. But since this is a new instance of UiPath community, as Ashraf also said in the beginning, I want you to see first the big family you're joining in UiPath community and what the community is all about in UiPath. So as you can see, we are a different website from the UiPath website. We are a hub, community.uipath.com. We will add these links to the deck, but I will also share them in chat now so you can keep them if you want to start them on a browser to keep the community resources available. So let's also go a bit downwards here. And here we can see all the chapters available in UiPath community, be them global or assigned to the regions. In global and virtual is where we host only virtual meetups, and they're assigned either to a wider region, like a wider geography, and also they're assigned to hackathons or product wise, for example. So if you have a specific interest like Studio X, test automation, you can join is if you're part of academia, you can join automation and education. And now about the family you just joined, it's the big EMEA family. As you can see, we have a lot of presence in EMEA. Not all of them are fairly active now, but more than half are. Currently, our most successful chapters in EMEA are Zurich and Paris, which have very, very intense. We are also doing very well in the DACH area, this meaning Munich, Stuttgart, and we are also relaunching now the UKI area. So you can see, like for all these chapters, there's a different chapter leader, such as Lovely is for Dubai, and they are leading their own local communities, engaging community members, launching sessions, and catering to the needs of the local community. And now, in a more like general way, and what you can directly access as free community resources or programs to join. If you want to see the upcoming sessions in community, which are not published on the UiPath website, you can simply go to this drop down, see directly upcoming events, and you can join events from around the globe. Most of them are in English, so it's very easy to join the sessions if it fits according to your time zone, of course, because all of them vary since they are global. You will also see here our series, webinar series, like UiPath Dev Dives, which is a 1-year series. This is year 2. So all of these are either product focused or they go cross UiPath platforms such as Dev Dive series. But we also have directly, for example, BA series, we just closed it and it was focused on the discovery pillar in UiPath and preparing business analyst roles, automation business analyst roles. So these are all programs in the sense that you can join or your company staff can join one of these series for training purposes, completely free. They can get a credential at the end of the series and they can work their way towards a certification. Again, this path being completely free, and for certification, they usually get a voucher in the end if they complete the series. You have also here the link to training instruments like UiPath Academy, certification, Academic Alliance, which is our global network of connected universities, and programs of learning as well here. In resources, you will have all the community instances and platforms where you can either go and check product documentation, you can check the RPA developer blog, and here you will have many blog posts very specific to use cases or UiPath products. You can check, of course, the UiPath community YouTube, which is a very valuable resource in the sense that here you will get to see all the community content, including the MVP interviews, product managers interviews, all the community sessions up to date. So all this content is on our YouTube channel, which is doing great, and it's filled with very valuable content. In terms of programs which you can join as contributors if you want, Most Valuable Professionals is our top community program. Lovely is here is an MVP, a recurring UiPath MVP, so this is not her first year as an MVP. This is the program which rewards our top community contributors and experts. So these are like the very stars of product expertise in the UiPath community, but also the ones who give back the most to the UiPath community. You can check who they are. You can connect with them on LinkedIn to watch their activity. You can see how you can work your way towards applying for next year. Also contributors program, we have student developer champions, which are the same as chapter leaders, only the chapters are connected to university campus, not necessarily a city. So we assign a chapter to each university. Chapter leaders is the one that Dubai is now assigned to. So this is the local community chapter. We have a mentorship program as well. And you can check also the community UiPath team. Here, of course, you will find the link to Automation Cloud where you can join if you haven't yet for a community cloud. And yeah, let me know if there are any questions. We will try to give you all the relevant links in the deck, links connected to the presentation today, but also towards community resources and what the future can hold for you in these terms and how you can use it as an internal free training tool or for inspiration or how you can demand things. Thank you a lot for joining us today. I will let Lovely say some final words to close this great session. And thank you very much to Ashraf and Sofian for hosting such nice slots today and presenting. I think it was an incredible job, and given the chat interaction, yes, it was truly an amazing session, a great start for this chapter. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Krishna,
so
for
much.
giving us an insight in the entire UiPath community platform and helping all of us to engage in more in building and growing the UiPath Dubai community more. And it will help us to entire break through the automation journey as well. So great. So I think now it's a wrap, and I would like to thank each all of you so to attending this session and see you more in the upcoming sessions with a great enthusiasm. And I look forward to hearing what topic would leverage, and definitely your responses are valuable, and we'll take it up to engage in more sessions in our UiPath Dubai chapter as well. So thank you so much for joining and giving us time. Thank you so much for joining. See you in another session.